Right, I've got this chopped up loosely in here. I blowed it up last night. There's a detail on the end, and then there's the thread, and on the other thing on the end is there's a hole for a Tommy bar through, which is something I'll do probably before I thread it. But I can't. I was going to do my detail on here and then run a die nut down to get my thread. Just realised I can't do that because look at this. This here has got a detail, and this detail is there, and the shank and this detail is the same size as the actual bar, and then the thread, so I can't run a die nut on there. I thought this would undercut down a bit. There's some undercuts, but I thought the whole thing was reduced, which means I can't run a die nut down because I'll be putting thread on there as well. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to run the die nut from this end and have the length of spare bar stuck out at that end and cut that off last. So I'll do my work on my part that needs doing here, but I won't cut it off. I won't chop that off, and then I can run my die nut down this back edge, take this out, drill for my Tommy bar, and then put this back in here and do my thread, and then part it off there. So that's the master plan. That's the way I'm going to do it. So I'm going to start making some detail on this. This is just the little hole for the 3/16 drill to go through for the Tommy bar. So that's a 3/16 HSS bit. Just thought we'd better drilling this first and then putting the 3/8 VSF thread on and then try to drill through the thread. That'll be less damaging this way. Okay. So that's the hole for the Tommy bar, little chamfer on the back for the thread to start, and I don't feel, you might be able to see it, but I've marked a mark here and here. That is the end that'll be cut off, so that'll be the scrap bit at the end. So when I've finished, I'll put that in the chuck like that and face that off, not face it off, part it off. So I'm going to put it in that way so that I've plenty of support and I don't need a centre, and I'm going to start doing my detail on here. Well, it says undercut to root. Well, what the hell's the root? I don't know what they mean. Unless they mean to depth, at full depth of that thread. So that, yeah, so that when you run it down you don't put any thread on there. A little bit deeper, I think. BSF though, so it won't be a deep pitch, not like Whitworth. I don't know if you're going to see this, but this is a brace-tipped tool. This came with Myford years ago, well, a few years ago when I bought it. It was radiused at the end, something I've never used. So what I've done is I've taken a diamond file and I've just flattened the end and raked it back. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. I don't know if you can see it maybe like that. Don't know. But that idea is that that's going to go in there. And that should give me I'll show you. It's this bit at the end of here. But that's it there. It's got to be a little narrow cut there, which is barely an eighth wide really. It doesn't give you the width for that, it just gives you an overall width with the tapers on. I don't think it's that critical, but I want to get it somewhat like, because basically that is for two little grub screws to bite onto, which is this thing here. There's two little grub screws going, one from each side, and it just bites on there loosely, so it's right. If you can see that, we've got a taper each side. Basically that's for the grub screws to nip into. That's best I can do. Hang on a minute. Right, I'm going to show this. I'm going to try and zoom in, but what'll happen I don't know. Right, look, that's correct. I'm going to show this. I'm going to try and zoom in, but what'll happen I don't know. Oh yeah, look, that's correct. So basically what you've got there is, that's the first undercut, that'll be the end of the thread, and then this here is a chamfer both sides, you can see that, and the depth, which were 2182, and those tapers on the side, they're just to grip the grub screw, because in there goes a grub screw, and at the other side, and I think they must be Loctited in, because you don't tighten them up, they've got to be loose for that bottom trunnion. So the next job is just a bit of a taper further up here, and then that'd be parted off, but that's where I'm going to switch this round and do the thread. Clear as mud again. Right, found a nice old die holder, the number 4D, Toga, England, all steel. So what I've done is I've put the centre screw in first to spread the die, so I'm going to put it on the slackest cut and then nip the two side ones up to stop it spinning, and that's the right way around for a leading, and we'll use the back gear in, slide right down, This is when I find out if I've undercut it at root enough. If it's put a bit of thread on this shank. If it has, I'll just have to run tie down it. I might have to actually run the die other way round, because it's got a big leading on this, and I bet it hasn't got to the end of that thread. Whether it needs to be to the end of that, I don't know. Take that out. Obviously this end will want dressing, but take that out for now and have a look at it. Lovely, and it wants part in there. See that? So I'll just try a knot on that. So for now I'll stop. It's getting late anyway, it's after 10. I'll do that end, clean that up, make sure the knot fits and that thread's right, and then turn it round, part that off, and it's finished. Other part done. Which one? I'll smash into it. So not that one. Not that one. Ah, how about this boy that we used earlier? No, that's not good either. Well, it is. A cheat. And I'm gentle. To put a taper on there to bottom out in that hole in the brass, which won't be a problem because I can counterbore it anyway, but I've done what it says. all that work. So just that to file up and I'm done. I'll come back when I'm back on the bench. Right, that's it, finished. I did cheat, I run back over with that die. I nipped it up slightly just to make sure, because I couldn't find a 3/8 nut to try it on, so I thought I'll make sure it's cut the deeper thread. So that's that part finished. It's not bad for a night's work, is it really? So that is that part there. And there's sort of a bit of a scaly drawing of it. There. If anything, I might have to just chamfer that a little bit more, but again, it sits in there. And 2 grub screws bite on it, and that's it. And what they're saying is it's got to clear this cut what your drill bit's made. But I can put a milling cutter down there, I can't, and take that away. So yes, pleased with that, another part made. And we'll come back when we make something else, or begin to make something else. Thank you for watching. Right, my next job is to make a start and make the nut and the trunnion out of those 2 pieces of brass. Don't look over complicated. I'll be facing off one side in the 3-jaw and then turning the little shoulder there, which is what sticks through the side cheeks, and then I'll spin it round and do the other side, and have total length I think it's 15/16 overall, so not a massive job. Then it's got to have top and bottom milled off and then drilled and tapped 3/8 BSF. And that's one end done. That wants marking up now for the same on the other end, so I'll do that off the camera, and then I'll have to break that edge as well. I'll do some blowing up and measuring up. Right, just want to get that to the length, and we're done. Yeah, get it in. Right, so I need to drill a hole through it now, clean them off, and drill a hole through, and flat 2 faces. Right, so I've chucked this up with a parallel underneath it. I've tapped it down not tight, but that's nip tight in the jaws. I've got to shave a 1/16 of an inch off the top, then turn that over in parallel and sit it down and a 1/16 off the bottom, if you like. It's just 2 flats on it, sort of like that. So I've set that at 1.585. Maybe do it in 3 cuts. Too ambitious. Nice. Come on. Right, so now I need to find the centre of that and put a small pilot hole in, and that's going to be drilled out to take a 3/8 tap. I'll have to look at size for that. I'll get that set up and marked up using my edge finder front and back, and then make sure I can take them burrs off first, otherwise I'm going to get a false reading, excuse me. Then I'm going to set this off and then pull parallel out, unless I can find some way of supporting each edge while I drill it. I'll just be careful, it's brass, it should drill easier. I'll get it all set up. So I've just found the edge of the diameter of the right hand side of this bar and zeroed my X. So we can lift that back up, come to the other side, come down to my stop that I've set, right, see how accurate we are. Hemingway. Looks good. Looks good. So that wants Bolts drilling through with a drill suitable for a 3/8 base F tap. So I'm going to knock this off for a second because I need to get my Zeus chart out and find out what size tapping drill I need. Right, I'm going to just show you how I do edge finding. I'm gonna find the centre of this piece of work, and on this camera I'm showing my DRO, and on this camera I'm showing what I'm doing, and it won't help anybody who's got a milling machine and who's got an edge finder and a DRO. It won't help them. And them that's maybe just bought one or thinking about getting one or putting a DRO on, this is how I find my centre of my piece of work. So first of all, run up nice and slowly and bring up to my edge of my piece of work my edge finder until it centres like that, and just keep going slowly till it kicks. There you go, it's kicked. So now it's my x-axis I'm doing. I press 0. I come off my work. Take me. Keep that at work. Bring that up. Come to the other side of my piece of work. Come back down to my stop that I've set. So now I'm in exactly the same place. And come into my piece of work again. Slowly. That's centred. Kick. That's kicked. So this time we don't press X. We press this X. There's another row. If you can see these, there's 2 rows. There's this for your readout and there's this row. So I press X a half. That's telling me it's 0.38917 of an inch to the centre of that piece of work. So let's do the same for the end to end. I can bring that into centre. Let's do it. 2, 1. Too far. Bit of slop on this. Right. So I'll just lock my X up. So now we're going to do Y. Come down to a different level this time because it's slightly different, and set me. Oops. Lost my toothbrush. Do exactly the same now on Y. So I'll start it up and come back up to the work till it centres, because it's just touching, or not just touching. There we go. Centred. Kick. Y. 0. Come off the work. Come the other way to the other side of the piece of work. Back down to my stop again. And do exactly the same again. Centered and kick. Okay, and again on this side we don't press the Y there, we press this Y and
half. That's telling me it's 0.43661 of an inch to the centre. So let's move it to that. That is now telling me that that pointer, well, that centre of that is dead centre of my piece to be drilled. Well, it looks it, but let's prove it. Lower the quill. It's not going to, sorry, the Z. It's not going to affect anything. That one out. And let's see if I'm being right. I'll bring this Z up a bit. Oh, shoulder. That is a hole starting to be drilled, absolutely dead centre of that work. So that's how I do it. Just thought I'd show it.